I'm going to start in the college ranks here because I think this one's pretty interesting. Rico, you and I actually discussed this a little bit pre-show yesterday,
Shedeur
but
Sanders, overrated.
not that one.
Yes,
Not that
I
one.
agree.
But the NIL deals may include bowl games. So now they may put in NIL contracts that you have to play, or requiring players to participate in bowl games. Do you like that?
Not really. I think the bowl games should be handled separately. I think the bowl games are trying to get off cheap, and I think they're trying to ride the coattails. If I'm a bowl game, here's what you do. Hey, Jeff, I want you to play in the game. Well, I don't know about it. I could get hurt. I'll give you $70,000 and I'll take out an insurance policy on you in case anything happens. But will you play in the game for more than a half? Because I need you for a draw. Because if you're not playing, nobody cares. It's like I always go back to the Peach Bowl when Kenny Pickett and Kenneth Walker weren't playing. It was like bad football. It was a New Year's 6-day game, but it might as well have been played at Ford Field. Like, it was horrible football. So what I'll say this, and then I'll land the plane. The bowl games should front the money themselves because they have big-time sponsors backing them. Use that money to pay your star players to play in the game.
I love the idea. I also like the idea of when you sign a kid to an NIL deal, like, can we just make it a 1, 2, 3 year deal? Can't we just do this already? Make it just like the pros.
That's what they're trying to do.
And part of that would be you're going to play every game unless you're injured. And part of that, of course, is the bowl game.
Well, they're saying, because they want you to play in the bowl games. Because here's the other thing that's going to happen. We'll talk about this at some point this summer, I'm sure. Not only will they start opting out of bowl games, you're going to see teams that may start opting out of conference championship games. Because if imagine if, it's Michigan, Ohio State, and you're going to play them again in the next week. Why am I going to play in this game? I don't want to get injured. I'll sit this game out because we're going to play. We're locked in to play it in another week.
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Like, honestly, make it pro sports. It already is.
It already is.
Just
it's
make
no
it pro
ripping
sports.
the Band-Aid off.
You signed a 2-year deal with Texas. You play in every game.
Well, no, I forgot the coach. I think it was Gundy from Oklahoma State.
Mike Gundy. I'm a man.
Just, you know what? You could sign a 1, 2, 3, or 4-year deal. You could bet on yourself, or you could say, you know what? I'm going to be at this university. You cannot break the deal.
Perfect. Now, if you can't break the deal, real quick, sorry, like, do you get sued?
Yeah, it's a contract. So guess what, kid? Life is about to come at you real fast.
I don't hate it at all.
So one more college thing before I get back to the pros here is, spring games have happened everywhere around the country. But here's one guy that stood out in his spring day as a backup, though. It's Arch Manning. He threw some nice-looking deep balls. He looked pretty good, but again, he's the backup. So I ask you, they are moving to the SEC for the first time. Will we see Arch Manning play this season?
Only way you'll see Arch Manning play is two ways. Quinn Ewers gets hurt, or Texas, they've hit that 3-touchdown, like they're up by 25 points, and then we'll go ahead and put him in there. But this is Texas' window right here. They're one of the better teams. They may win. Kenny, close your ears. They may win the SEC this year, okay? They can walk right in and take over the conference, very similar to what Oregon can do to the Big Ten. Because of that, you can't buy into the crowd, and I'll give Texas credit because last year everybody wanted Arch Manning to play, and he didn't. And look where it got you. It got you into the Final Four. It got you into the playoffs. So, no, I don't see it happening unless it's one of those you could play the second half because we're up by 35 points.
Or it's, hey, Quinn Ewers, you get pretty much every drive of each half with the exception of 2, like Michigan did at times last year. Bring Arch Manning in, wet his whistle, and
that's fair.
So long as keep him engaged. Yeah, he's not the guy.
Hey, Arch, you get 2 drives. If you go 3 and out, that counts as 1.
Yeah.
If you score a touchdown, great. You're on the field until you have to punt the ball or you score a touchdown or kick a field goal.
So let's get to the pro ranks here because the Knicks And the 76ers played last night. People were listening like, well, that's not football. Well,
I was about to say, yeah, we're in the wrong blitz.
Saquon Barkley was there. He was sitting front row with A.J. Brown. And, of course, Giants fans went crazy, still calling him a traitor and all of this stuff. So he responded on Twitter to it. He says, let me educate some of you fans here. I can't bail or become a traitor if I never got an offer to come back. So I went to the organization I felt that was best. And after already being here for a month, man, I'm excited to be an Eagle. Go Birds. So he didn't bail on New York. They bailed on him.
I would say, Saquon, why? Just don't. Seriously, this is when, as the saying goes, when you argue with a fool, a bystander doesn't know who the fool is.
I believe we have a commercial like that.
We do?
Yeah. Oh. It's one of those PSAs. But, yeah, no, you're right about that.
Now, this is Jeff Rieger category right here.
No, listen, though, if you're Saquon Barkley, obviously maybe he wanted to go back to the Giants. It didn't happen. I got no problem with him going back and forth. Just, for me, it fuels the rivalry. They already hate each other, so why not fuel it a little more? I got no issue with it.
And, yeah, you're in Philly. You want the Philly fans to embrace you, so you're going to sit at a game.
Until they turn on you for no reason, because that's what Philly fans do.
So a couple wide receivers have signed in the NFL. One, the Bills signed Chase Claypool, whatever, doesn't matter. But the one that people are talking about, not because of production, but because of name, but OBJ.
Wait, the Bills signed Claypool?
Yes.
Oh, I thought the Bears did. Okay.
OBJ signed with the Dolphins. It's a $3 million one-year deal with incentives. He can earn up to $8 million. Is this a yawn, boring signing because he's done? Or is this exciting for the Dolphins?
Rieger, I'll let you go first.
Boring, yawn, done. Last year, 35 receptions, 565 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, come on. Odell at one point was the most exciting, electrifying receiver out there, and he's fallen off pretty hard. So it does absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it right now. When Mike brought it to my attention that catch was over 10 years ago that he's famous for.
The one-handed one?
Yeah, it's like, wait, that was 10. Yeah, it was he's gotten to the T.O. part of his life.
Oh,
the Chad Johnson part of his life where, man, I remember when you were good, but now you're annoying. I mean, you're not quite Antonio Brown, but you're a has-been.
You're just a name. You're going on damn near a half a decade of no production. Literally, wherever you go, no production.
Yeah, how did that work out for you when you went to Baltimore?
Nothing.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
Exactly. So let's close it out with this. I have a list of teams here. You have to buy or sell if they're going to end their playoff drought this year. Something quick, yes or no, okay? Start with the Chicago Bears. Yes or no, they'll end their drought.
No.
Yes.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yes.
Yes.
How long is their drought?
Their drought is, they haven't been in the playoffs since 2020, so not that long.
That's not that long. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, COVID year doesn't count. That's what people say.
Are also 2020. Will they end their drought?
Man, that's the... I'm looking at who's in their conference. You know what? Yeah, I think they can get a wild card spot.
No.
The Washington Commanders.
No.
Oh,
also
God,
2020.
no. Absolutely not.
Just no. No.
Falcons, 2017. Will they end their drought?
I think they will. They have all the pieces in place. They had an idiot for a coach last year who just... You had all of these weapons, and yeah, I'm going to use all the backups, and I'm going to run the trick plays. Or you could just hand the ball off to Bijan.
And by the way, they still won a decent amount of games, too.
Right.
With everything going wrong, I think they're going to make the playoffs.
What if I use Desmond Ridder doing a flea flicker play? I'll put Ridder in at the wide receiver spot, and I'll put – it's like, brother. Or you just run a real offense. How about that? That's why he got fired.
So I'm going to ask the next one. I know the answer. 2017, last time, Carolina Panthers.
Oh, God, no.
Come on.
Yeah.
What did they do to get better? I'll wait because they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. Okay, last one for this team, or we got two more. 2015 was their last appearance, the Denver Broncos.
No.
No.
And last one, they haven't made the playoffs since 2010.
Wow.
The New York Jets.
You know what? I think it's possible that the New York Jets can because They have a defense. If you could just go out there and score, I mean, it's almost like the old school Steelers and Ravens. If you could just score 3 touchdowns, you can win because your defense is enough to hold a team to 17 points or less. All you need is 3 scores. They won't be pretty, but I could easily see the Jets doing it. I mean, really in their division, you only got the Dolphins that's better than everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I don't believe in the Bills.
The Bills have gotten
and the
worse.
Patriots are done.
Yeah.
So I can see the Jets making it as a wild card. If Aaron Rodgers can just be average, they can.
The funny thing is, Aaron Rodgers just being average is such an upgrade to what they had. And you're right, they got a good defense. They were hanging around. I say absolutely yes.
And that is in football today.